I'm Charlie. Welcome to Moving Home with Charlie, and thank you for coming.
Don't overpay. Do buy, but don't overpay.
That's why I say disregard the guff.
I'm sitting here with Emma Fildes from Brickweaver, a London buying agent, and we are talking in this video about Emma's views, gut feel, on what's happening in the London property market as we come out of winter and into spring 2023. So, hi Emma.
Hello.
Is there any insight you can offer people who are thinking about buying or selling or moving in London coming to spring 2023?
And where there's a spotlight of sun suddenly blinding me in boom. It's a really messy year, isn't it? It started off messy, nobody knows. Everyone has sort of backed off in the tortoiseshell, looking around, waiting to see what's going to happen.
Because you really are in the spotlight.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't see you.
Glowing like an angel. It's like...
Right, do this.
Is it?
Aha.
So you were saying, weird, messy London property market.
It's a mess. And I think lots of people have been, especially over Christmas, all the news, all the sort of talk about property prices going down. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to do anything until I know where we are. I don't want to overspend if I don't have to. Let's see how far they're going to come, if it's starting to edge, and then make decisions. So it's a sort of a mixed bag. Lots of people with houses will obviously, if they are going to move, if they have to move, they will do it in the spring. Lots of them are doing it off market to begin with. Mm-hmm. Get a sense of what they can get, what they can't get, so it's not
wise
overexposed.
Or not wise in this market?
It's probably quite a wise option. You're not exposing your property straight away. You're seeing what level of serious buyers who are on the books are out there and what they want. Yes, they're probably going to be punchy on the price because it's off market. But then you then will get a real sense of reality versus fiction of like how serious they are about what they will accept or not accept. And in most cases, in cases where they will be like, well, I want my 5 million. And they're like, okay, fine, go to market. And then they'll quickly find out whether they will get their 5 million or not.
You can want it all you like.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you'll get it.
Exactly. So there's that sort of element in that sort of market. In the lower sort of end of the market, there are landlords who are putting their properties on, trying to beat the capital gains. So the allowance from 12,000 is dropping to 6,000 for capital gains in April. And so lots of landlords who are considering dropping some of their portfolio.
Doing it now.
They're doing it now. They want to slim it down. They don't want to have to spend all the money on it.
That's more flats than houses, isn't it?
It is more flats. So sorry, we're now talking about flats.
Yeah.
So you will see those come into the market. And it's quite good because you can sort of time when they would like to do it.
And do you think, is there a complete mix of the buyers, or are we seeing more cash buyers snapping up those cheap flats?
A lot of cash buyers. For me personally, a lot of cash buyers who've been waiting, waiting and watching, and now going.
The low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. You know, if I always say to them, you don't need to go in now, you could wait. Mm-hmm. But if with anything you buy, if it's right for you,
and if the return's good,
and the return's good, and it ticks all the boxes, and you can get a good enough discount now, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And any particular observation on the house market as opposed to the flat market in London?
Houses will always do well, but they are reducing. So I can see small reductions.
Mm-hmm. In asking price or in deal prices?
In asking prices.
Okay.
So
well, that's always an admission that they aren't getting enough interest, isn't it?
But a lot of the house prices was, sellers now saw what happened in 2022, saw the crazy sort of bidding wars, saw what prices they were going for, and now they've come to the party a bit late. Okay. So it's a mixed bag of, I don't want to put it on too low because I know I'm going to get chipped, so I need to keep it high, but also my house is brilliant and it's better than that house and I should get that. And you're like, but the market has changed. Yeah. It's a totally different ballpark. But if you've got a house that's got an amazing catchment area and there's only a certain amount, there is competition for it and it will get the price.
And as a buying agent, you're in an interesting position to answer this question, which is the last question for this slot is for anyone thinking of selling in London now, how would you answer the question, how important is their choice of agent?
vital.
I think it's the biggest decision. It's the most important decision you make if you're selling,
Yeah.
especially in a falling market.
Yeah. And you need to be able to trust them. You need to be able to have that conversation with someone who doesn't necessarily always agree with you. That you can have a free-flowing conversation. And they're nice. If you like them and they are warm and welcoming and they are enthusiastic about your property, they are going to sell it. If they're like, yeah, it's a box selling the four walls, yeah, you'll get this. They don't really care. Yeah. It's a numbers game. Yeah. You can tell a good agent who comes in and is excited by it. It's wonderful. And
all agents are not the same, are they?
They are not the same.
There's a real spectrum of good to bad, isn't there?
There really is. And I don't know if this is useful or not, but I always think the best compliment I had when I was an agent is people doing sort of viewings and people saying, oh, is it your house? Because I thought that's what you should feel of...
When you were an agent?
Yeah, when I was selling it, because they were just like, you know, they felt at home, they felt relaxed, they were like, you're enthused about it, because you wanted to do the best job for the seller at that point, because then I wasn't a buying agent, but you believed in it. You actually believed in the property.
And the very last question, I keep saying the last question, but this really is the last question. When I did my Times article, I wrote that I think that one of the things that are going to affect the 2023 property market everywhere is going to be an increased level of difficulty of getting transactions over the line. A lot more fall-throughs, a lot more complexity, a lot more conveyancing issues, and a lot more uncertainty because of the economic uncertainty. Would you agree with that, that actually getting deals to exchange is going to be more challenging this year than usual?
Probably, yes. I mean, like I said, a lot of the people that I'm dealing with at the moment are cash, so they have that advantage. Yeah. But yes, if you're in a chain, there is an extra element of risk associated with it, because especially if they're not far down the process, if they haven't had the survey and it knocks them down, and then I suddenly want that off, and then you've got to pass it down the chain.
Have you had any sellers backing out because they can't find somewhere to move to?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right, well, thank you very much. Thank you, Emma Fildes from Brickweaver, for coming and talking to me about this. And we'll see you on the next video.